Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 142, Purifying the Amethyst Energy and a Bittersweet Farewell. The frantic pulse of the hunt yields to a suffocating stillness as blood stains the path of stolen essence. Where desperation once clawed at the earth, a sovereign's chill now descends, veiling a shattered vessel beneath the weight of an unforgiving blade. One strike fractures the cub's crystalline pride, yet this momentary grace only beckons a roar that shatters the fragile silence of the peaks.
Xiaoyan lay scorched and broken in Yunyun's arms. Her face paled at the sight of him. Deep inside the cave, the cub of the amethyst-winged Lion King roared and charged. Its claws skidded against the stone as it caught sight of the woman hovering in the air. The beast sensed the lethal pressure radiating from her. It froze, its instinct screaming that this was an enemy it could not touch. As the cub tried to back away, Yunyun's eyes turned cold. She swung her longsword. A massive blade of green wind shot from the tip and slammed into the cub. Sparks flew off its crystalline hide. The young lion gave a piteous yelp and fell back, long cracks appearing in its purple armor. A roar shattered the sky. Purple flames rained down from above. The amethyst-winged Lion King shrieked in rage, its voice shaking the mountains.
You dare wound my son? I will not let you leave this place alive.
Yunyun snorted. She flicked her wrist, conjuring a sudden whirlwind that ground the falling purple fire into nothing. She tightened her grip on the unconscious Xiaoyan. Her wings beat once, thrusting her backward through the air. She traced a strange arc with her sword, and it began to vibrate. Her voice rang out, sharp and cold.
Wind rise, sky sever.
The Lion King tensed. It dove toward its cub, its head swaying as purple light flooded the sky to meet the coming strike. It prepared its strongest defense, the same one that had costed a horn before. But as the light flared, Yunyun's wings snapped tight. She vanished. She shoved her sword into her storage ring and streaked toward the horizon with Xiaoyan in her arms.
Cunning human!
The beast roared, realizing it had been played. The purple light faded as it screamed into the empty sky.
I will hunt you to the ends of the earth.
Yunyun did not look back. She flew like a falling star, pushing deep into the edges of the magical beast mountain range. She only stopped when she found a hidden hollow far from the inner territory. She landed and laid Xiaoyan on the grass. Her hand brushed his skin, and she gasped.
Such violent energy. What did you eat, boy?
Xiaoyan's skin had turned a bruised, dark purple. He clawed at his clothes in his sleep, his breath coming in ragged hitches. Waves of heat rolled out of his mouth. Yunyun bit her lip, her chest tight with worry. She moved behind him and pressed her palms against his back. His skin felt like a furnace. She closed her eyes and took a steady breath. Her Dou Qi, usually a vast and silent sea, surged down her arms and poured into his body. A Dou Zhe like Xiaoyan should have shattered under her power, but she kept the wind attribute energy thin and precise. It flooded his meridians, shoving his own yellow energy aside and pinning it into his lower abdomen. Once he was stable, she sent her senses deeper to find the purple energy. It was wild and foreign. Her wind Dou Qi did not hesitate. It began to hunt the purple mist through his veins. The purple energy fought back, but it was no match for a master. It broke and fled like a cornered animal. Parts of the purple mist sank into his muscles and bones, leaving faint violet marks behind. The rest was forced into a tight ball the size of a fist. It trembled as her green energy circled it.
It ends now.
Yunyun whispered. She struck. The purple ball shook violently. Small purple flames flickered to life, burning away bits of her wind energy. She sighed. Her power shifted, forming a high-speed green vortex around the purple core. The two colors clashed and ground against each other. The wind stripped away the violence and the chaos, refining the energy until the purple flame went dim and turned pure. The vortex slowed and vanished. A small, docile clump of purple energy remained inside Xiaoyan. Yun exhaled. She pressed her hand firmer against his back and sent the pulse of wind to shove that energy down into his core. The energy entered his chi vortex. The small pool of power began to spin faster, expanding rapidly. It grew from the size of a palm to the size of a basketball. Yun frowned and held her hand steady, suppressing the growth. If she let him advance too far now, it would ruin his foundation. She forced the expansion to a halt. With the task done, she withdrew her power. Hot, fire attribute Do Chi immediately flooded back out of his core, flowing through his meridians with a new, heavy strength. The dark tint left his skin. His face smoothed out and his body relaxed into a deep, easy sleep. Yun propped him up and wiped the sweat from her brow. She sat beside him, watching his face as he slept. She stayed there for a long time. Finally, she sighed and shook her head. She reached out, slid the storage ring off his finger, and pulled out the amethyst spiritual stone.
Thank you.
She murmured to the sleeping boy. She stood up and bit her red lip. She looked around the clearing to ensure they were alone. A faint blush crept up her neck as she reached for the fastenings of her dress. Her clothes slid away, revealing a body like white jade in the filtered forest light. She moved quickly, unhooking a strange inner vest that shimmered with a golden light. She pulled her robes back on and tied them tight. She folded the inner armor and placed it beside Xiaoyan.
This is the Sea Heart armor.
She whispered.
It is forged from the scales of a rank 6 three-tailed blue whale. Its strength scales with your own. Even as a Dao Yi, you can now survive a strike from a Dao Shi. You helped me. Consider this payment.
She hesitated again, then pulled 2 scrolls from her own ring. One was a high-tier fire cultivation law, the other a mid-tier dew technique. She placed them on top of the armor.
I hope these help you on your path.
She stood over him one last time, her eyes filled with a complicated warmth.
I have spent so many years alone.
She thought.
I never expected a boy to make me feel this way.
She leaned down and pressed a soft kiss to his forehead.
Farewell. If fate allows, we will meet again.
Her wings flared. She rose gracefully into the air and vanished into the sky. On the grass, only a faint scent remained. The lady was gone.